Merci, Monsieur le Recteur. President Fremont is of course right that the timing of this lecture couldn't be better, as the federal government develops Canada's Chief Science Advisor role and recruits a candidate to fulfill that position. The timing is also auspicious in that the stakes for science and for science advice couldn't be higher. In the context of post-truth politics, declining public trust in experts, in expertise, in evidence, and the scientific enterprise more generally, along with lower levels of tolerance for risk and uncertainty. In this context, some might question the relevance of science advice, even of science. And yet we need science more than ever. All forms of science, from the natural sciences and engineering to the social sciences, arts, and humanities, to grapple with the complex, interconnected, and fundamental challenges and opportunities before us in the world. Climate change, global health pandemics, genomics, terrorism, innovation, to name but a few. At the ISSP, we conduct research, teaching, and outreach on these topics. We have research projects underway in the area of risk and how to govern in contexts where expert perceptions of risk differ from those of the general public. Think public health, gene editing, energy. In addition, we're getting new research off the ground on innovation and how to strengthen public confidence, some would say social license, in the process and governance of innovation, science, and technology. And our flagship research project, Positive Energy, is feeding directly into current efforts in Canada to strengthen public confidence in energy decision-making in the country. We are very eager to hear from Sir Gluckman today. But before that, it gives me great pleasure to welcome to the stage my colleague and friend, Dr. Merhad Hariri, President and CEO of the Canadian Science Policy Centre, truly without whom none of this would have been possible. Merhad.
Merci beaucoup, Monica. Bonjour, mesdames et messieurs. C'est avec grand plaisir que je voudrais annoncer le commencement de série de conférences sur les politiques de la science par le Centre politique des sciences canadien. This is a great pleasure to be here. In fact, we have been thinking about establishing a science policy lecture series for more than 2 years, but due to lack of resources, delayed until now. And the idea is to take the deep and stimulating conversation around the issues that intersect science and society and policy to various regions of the country with engaging of various stakeholders and stimulate that conversation and provide really a forum, an inclusive forum for everyone to participate. These lectures will be free and will be continuous across the country. And in fact, there is, if I think about I can't think of any other place better than ISSP for the inaugural session of this lecture series. I just want to sincerely thank Monica, the director of the center, and her colleagues at the center and the Institute to be so helpful coordinating this very kindly with us, and so proud to be here, in fact. And can be a better speaker than Sir Peter Gluckman for the inaugural session of this lecture series. He has been really instrumental in stimulating and advancing the cause of science advice to government across the world in different corridors, in different places, by both written and the talks such as this, and especially his 10 commandment principles of the science advice to government, published in Nature about 2012, if I'm not mistaken. But also initiating a lot of work and projects, including INSA. He was a key player in establishing that INSA, the International Network of Science Advice to Government, who has been instrumental in promoting the idea and the discussions around science policy and science advice to government. Sir Peter Gluckman himself is a pediatrician by training and the biomedical scientist, and he is a distinguished professor at Auckland University. He's also science envoy and advisor to Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Trade. He's the chair of International Network of Government Science Advice, which operates under the aegis of the International Science Council of Science. And he chairs at the APEC Chief Science Advisor and Equivalence Group, and is the coordinator of the Secretariat of Small Advanced Economies Initiatives. He has published over 700 scientific papers and several technical and popular science books. He received the highest scientific award, Rutherford Medal, and Civilian Award, Order of New Zealand, which only 20 living persons have that, and which is the greatest honors in New Zealand, and numerous international awards. He's a Fellow of Royal Society of London and a member of the Academy of Medicine USA and a Fellow of Academy of Medical Sciences UK. Please join me in welcoming Sir Peter Gluckman.